I think we're getting the band back together. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with episodes 9 and 10 of Delicious in Dungeon. That's right, we're doing 2 episodes this week. Just random spur of the moment decision. I wanted to deal with it. So yeah, last time we kind of left off with setups for the return of one of our old team members, the one redheaded. I want to say dwarf lady, but I'm not 100%. But she's coming back. She was a member of the party prior to the dragon incident and everything, but was one of the people who left afterwards. So it's going to be interesting to see her with her new party, as we saw, and how they interact with all of the new, or all of the old friends and everything. Especially with Senshi being there now. Senshi being kind of the newest member of Marcel's party. Or maybe, I guess, who would be the leader of the party? Would it be Marcel? Would it be Laios? I genuinely don't know who would be considered the leader because none of them are like more important than the other. None of them have like a sort of leadership quality to them. None of them feel like they're taking control of the rest of them. They all come across as if they have the same level of importance in the group, which, mind you, I think should be the case always, even when there's a leader and everything. But that's not always the case, and oftentimes isn't. Oftentimes the leader has, more pull, more sway, more, not importance is maybe the wrong word, but a higher rank amongst the group. Excuse me. But with our main crew here, no one has that. Like, none of them really have that, like, level of leadership to them. Laios definitely doesn't. Marcel, not really, no. Chilchuck, definitely not. Senshi, definitely not. It's like, who would be considered the leader at this point? Like, I defaulted to saying Marcel's group because, honestly, she seems more like the main character than anyone else. The sort of point of view main character. Even though, like, focus is kind of evenly divided with the main crew and everything, she comes across as more of the main character. You know what I mean? Like, she's more focused on than the rest of them. So, because of that, I kind of default to seeing her as the closest thing to a group leader they have. Because none of the others even slightly make sense. Like, you would say, like, maybe Laios, but God, no. He is not a leader. He has, like, no leadership qualities. Um, Marcel isn't great with that either, but I'd say she has better leadership qualities than Laios. Since she, like, probably genuinely has the best leadership ability, but he's also the newest member of the group, and let's be honest, is not really a leader type. Even though he would be a good leader, he's just kind of there for the fun, the food, the adventure of it all. Like, he's not there to be a leader. He doesn't want to be a leader. He's just vibing. um But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this since we came back, which hasn't been long, mind you, but still. And, excuse me, sorry for all the yawning. Um, and I'm really hoping that this continues to be as good. I believe season 2 has already been announced that it is happening. So we know for sure the entire story is not being told in this season, which, to be fair, I didn't expect that. Um, but I'm still hoping that it ends on a somewhat satisfactory note. It doesn't have to like conclude or wrap up everything, but you know. That being said, we're just gonna get into this then. We're gonna check out the episodes, see what both 9 and 10 have in store, and see how these two groups come together. Well, we've already kind of know it's because of the smoke and all, but still. I'm interested to see what this group is like and to see what our old teammate is like because we never really got a good view of any of the old teammates. We only saw them like in a small battle that we didn't really get to see all of, and we didn't get to really see too much of the other characters in. So now we get to learn more about them. And by the other characters, I mean the ones who aren't in our main party. Um, but yeah, so let us get this going and see what these two episodes of Delicious in Dungeon have in store for us. Let me just cut in here for a moment to remind you of all the awesome content we have on the channel. A plethora of awesome series reactions every day, Monday through Friday, with 2 on Friday. We also have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday, as well as Let's Plays. We alternate between Horizon Baldur's Gate 3 every day, and we have Anno Mutationum on Saturdays. We also redirect all reactions on the channel. Please follow the link in the description to get to today's reaction. It's due to copyright, you get the idea. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out and allows me to get out more awesome content for all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get on with the reaction. And we are back and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, we are finally here at the dragon. And I was not really expecting that. Because, like, this is, like, a 2-core anime, I know, and we're, like, halfway through. I figured that, like, the dragon and getting Fallon back and all would be about the halfway point, but I thought we would have, like, another episode before we got there. And on top of that, this second episode here, episode 10, also kind of possibly revealed to us that the elf we saw before, the one in the paintings from the past, in the living paintings, I think that elf is the Mad Mage, the one who created this dungeon and cast the Undying spell on it. Like, the fact that, like, what's his name, Tansu or whatever, found all the script and everything in Elvish and all, and found all this, like, information. It's like, we're presuming that that Mad Mage could be an elf and everything. It's like, it has to be, right? It has to be. We know that elf could use magic. And I mean, that's a pretty standard, typical thing. The characters and races in this seem to go with, like, the most standard ideals of that, with dwarves being, you know, strong and into like metal work and whatnot usually. Like, Senshi even says that he's kind of an outcast, that he's been, like, looked down on because he can't, like, tell his ores apart and stuff. So it's like, we see that, like, elves are using magic and all. It seems to be going based on the typical standard viewpoint of these different fantasy races. And that's fine. That's all good. Because we also, again, do see that there are exceptions to that, such as Senshi. So, yeah, that's pretty neat. But it does really make me think that this mysterious elf we saw, who, like I said, when that episode, when we saw that episode, that elf had to be important. Like, just everything was pointing to that elf being exceptionally important. And now the idea is brought up that the Mad Mage could be an elf, so it's gotta be, right? It's gotta be. And it raises a lot of questions about the reasoning for it and everything. Because this elf was serving the king, well, the kings in the living paintings that we saw, and we know that was from the past. So it's like, why is he now? Why would he now be like? Since then, have created this dungeon? Why create the undying curse in it, or spell, or whatever you want to call it? Just a lot of questions regarding that. But that's clearly being set up for more in the future. Right now, we are going to focus on the dragon. A lot of this episode was basically just formulating a plan for when the red dragon comes back through the town here. And yeah, it has arrived. So they're going to try to put their plan into action. It's probably not going to go exactly correct because, again, there's so much specifics they have to hope on works exactly as they were expecting it to do so. I worded that weird, but you know what I mean. So many of the specifics of their plan have to work perfectly for them to pull this off. If anything goes wrong, it destroys their entire plan. So, I don't think it's going to like go according to plan. I think shit's going to go down. Namari might come back into play. She might end up like finding her way down here, but I feel that's pretty unlikely that she'd be able to get all the way down here in time. Unless she had them like open another portal for her to get back down. I don't know. But right now, I think we're just gonna focus on our main group. Speaking of Namari, so Namari is very similar to Chilchuck in the entire aspect of like doing things for money over just, friendship and stuff. And Chilchuck even brings up the idea that, oh, like anyone who says that they're doing this just for friendship are the people you really need to look out for. And it's like, really? I get the idea behind this mindset with the entire thing about being like, oh, and anyone who's in their right mind would not go into this dungeon without wanting at least some compensation. If they're saying that they're just going to go in because of the power of friendship, they're probably crazy or something. It's something like that. You get the general idea of it. But sometimes, believe it or not, there are people who just want to help, who are just good people who genuinely just want to help. It's like that does happen, That people like that do exist. So it's like it's not an entirely correct ideal. Excuse me. It's not entirely correct. It's not like foolproof and everything. It's a thing that sometimes can be true, but a lot of the times isn't. And it's always a little irritating when people try to pass off stuff like that is like variant like that can vary depending on circumstances, situations, people. When people try to pass that off as like just a hard fact or something, it does kind of annoy me. And the problem is most things are like that. Most things are variable because humanity is variable. And I mean, just people, I guess you could say, in the case of this, because not everyone's human in this. Um, but yeah, we get to see the other members of this party that Amari's currently in. The only one we really get good character from, though, is the old guy. Again, Tanzu, I think his name is. He's kind of old, curmudgeon-y, but also very smart, very observant. He has a good head on his shoulders and is very studious, very well read and whatnot. His wife, I guess, I assume, she's she seems to be like a very caring person and was very like worried about the one member of their party, of the siblings, I guess they were supposed to be. And speaking of them, they have like practically no real personality. Like even when we get to see more of them, when Namari is heading to like the temple and everything, it's like still not really showing any personality there. Just not really much of anything in terms of characters. So, um, but yeah, I like the way that they managed to defeat the water spirit. That was really smart, really clever. Also, utilizing some really strong material that they didn't even know they had. um, and we get to see plenty more cooking in this. We get to see it, through these two episodes. We get to see bread. We get to see stew, all kinds of stuff. And I like that even in episodes that have a bigger focus on story and character and everything, we do still get to see plenty of the fun cooking stuff. Um, gosh, again, sorry about all the yawning. Um, but yeah, it's like I really like what they're doing with that. I really enjoy the character work they've given us in these episodes, especially with Marcel being quite upset about Namari abandoning the party and everything. Stuff like that's it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. I like seeing how serious this can get, how intense it can get, but also how it still remains comical and fun. I really like what they have done as the series progresses and how it's going to continue to progress. Also, the frog suits were hilarious. Just saying, that was just a great touch. Um, Kind of unnecessary, but great nonetheless. Yeah, this was a fun set of episodes. I'd love to hear what you think, though, so tell me in the comments below. What are your thoughts on episodes 9 and 10 of Delicious in Dungeon? And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.